The brand new PS5 is causing a bit of stir online with fans. And could there be a big problem internally at Sony? Let's break this all down. Up next. What up guys, this is Kalo and I'm here to give you the lowdown on all things gaming. And if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to this channel for weekly video game news content, drop a like on the video, and welcome to the Level Up. Of course, we are shifting to an age in gaming where companies across the board are now offering up all digital consoles. And this is a means to cut down on costs behind the scenes. The most recent example of all this is the all-new PS5 that will feature a detachable disc drive, and thanks to some boxes appearing out in the wild, there has been a bit of controversy online. This story is coming from the VGC, where a box of the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 PS5 Slim Bundle was spotted in the wild. There was some fine print on the box that confirms the fact that players who purchase the console with this optional drive will be required to connect it to the internet when pairing it for the first time. Now, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, this is most likely due to some security measures to ensure that it's a first-party drive, and not some bootleg version, but the main problem here is gaming preservation. And upon further investigation, Sony is oddly enough required to do this by law according to Section 1201 of the DMCA. But now if we fast forward 50 years in the future, there will be a time in which Sony shuts down the servers that are currently being used to verify the device. So if they do that, I assume the device will no longer be usable. Now, of course, Sony could release an update and fix all of this, but in my humble opinion, I don't think you need to be connected online in regards to actual physical hardware. This also relates to a problem in the gaming world of digital games being usable in the future, especially once these servers get shut down. And that's actually something going on right now with the 3DS. Now, shifting gears a little bit, I did a video a while back talking about live service games and how Sony is walking down a bad road here, especially when they're pivoting to churn out more live service games. But this story stems from David Jaffe, who is a former PlayStation employee. This is where he claimed on his YouTube channel that there are problems going on behind the scenes at PlayStation. This is a story I've had my eyes on for the past few weeks, seeing how major figures within the company are now leaving. And of course, people jump to wild conclusions, saying this is the beginning of the end for PlayStation, but let's just take a deep breath here. And no, I don't believe that for a second. But Jaffe brought this up when the report came out that PlayStation's head of internal productions, Connie Booth, will be leaving the company. She's been with the company for 34 years now and has had her fingerprints all over the company's success over the recent years. But Jaffe didn't get word if she was fired from the company or if she left on her own free will. Turns out she was fired along with her team, so that's not good in and of itself. But allegedly, this turns out to be a direct result of PlayStation's shift to live service games. According to Jaffe, Jim Ryan thinks that live service games are the way of the future, and push their own first-party studios to make more games like this. And it's safe to say most of those studios are not happy about this shift and flat out don't want to make those style of games. Being good at making single-player immersive spectacles like God of War and most recently Spiderman 2 doesn't really make you good at making multiplayer games. And a prime example of this has been Naughty Dog. They're a prime example of a studio that makes some of the best single-player games on the market right now. But their most recent endeavor, being The Last of Us Factions, has really struggled at this point to get up and running, and has been delayed until further notice or outright canceled. And this is a point I made in the Jim Ryan retirement video, where we're still going to feel a major impact that Ryan had on PlayStation for years to come, seeing how games he greenlit himself will be coming out in the next few years. And it's safe to say the majority of investments he made into those games are live service ones. Now, live service games do make money. Ask Fortnite and ask Apex Legends about that. But in my opinion, PlayStation will be well suited in the long run, making the games they're good at, seeing how no one can really rival them in that regard, being these massive single-player IPs. I mean, Spider-Man 2 alone sold 2.5 million copies within 24 hours of release. That's insane. But Ryan's choice to pivot to live service games, according to Joffe, has caused a lot of unrest within various PlayStation-owned first-party studios. Now, there's a ton more information within David Joffe's video, so as always, I will link that in the sources section in the video description, so I always recommend you go check it out for yourself. But at the end of the day, it was always the Jim Ryan show over at PlayStation. So I guess now that he's gone, I'm rather interested to see how the next boss handles things moving forward. But with all that being said, I'm gonna pass this question off to you guys. What are your thoughts on game preservation and anything along those lines? After I did this whole video, I kind of want to make a full video based around this because I have a lot to say on that matter. But at the end of the day, it just kind of sucks. I can't go out right now and purchase a game I played as a kid, like a Pokemon Coliseum. So at the end of the day, I'm at the mercy of the resale market. But that about does it here. I've been Kalo. I gave you the lowdown on all things gaming. And if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to this channel for weekly video game news content. Drop a like on the video. And this has been the Level Up.